what do you think your core values are?
My core values? I don't know. I mean, well, I do know what my core values are, but I'm just trying to think of a way to articulate them. I'm just a humanitarian at heart. I'm really one of those, like, I just want to be here to make the world a better place kinds of people, and I mean, I'm a public health major, and I just want to make sure that people are healthy and that people have access to what they need just to live a decently healthy and happy life. So, I don't know. I guess I'm just one of those people that thinks everything is relative, and I try to be as sympathetic and empathetic to people as I can be, and try to always think of ways to see where other people are coming from, and even if I don't agree with them, think, well, why would they think that? And that's one of my core values, is always putting yourself in someone else's position and seeing why they do the things that they do or think the things that they think, because I think that's where a lot of conflict comes from. I'm very against conflict. I'm a very, like, harmony, peace kind of person, so that's where I come from, I guess.
Do you feel there are any current laws that inhibit the LGBT community?
That's kind of an interesting question, just because usually it's usually not a specific law. I mean, of course there are specific laws that have been passed that says no gay marriage and things like that. So there are those. But then there's lots of, it's not necessarily laws, but systems. We're very much a systems of oppression kind of campus over here. But I feel like there's systems and institutions and just kind of ways that our government works that kind of hinders the ability of LGBT people to do the things that they want to do, but I don't feel like it was because of LGBT people. So, like, for instance, things, so it's Transgender Awareness Week, and one thing that you learn that's hard for trans people is changing their sex, and changing their sex legally. And in some states you can't change the sex that's on your birth certificate, but you can change the sex that's on your driver's license. So when those two things don't match up, trans people or genderqueer people or whoever can really get into trouble when the sex on this thing is different, the sex on the other thing is different. And sometimes trans people can't get passports, and they can't even leave the country, and so that's something that hinders people. And so it's just, there's just systematic things like that that are just everywhere. There's just these little things. Or if you're on a campus and it's like they don't have any gender-neutral restrooms, it's like, where does a genderqueer or transgender person go if they're not identified as male or female, or that they don't know where they fit into that picture? So, yeah.
And what are some specific steps you think OSU could take to support a more affirming community?
Yes, more affirming and not tolerant community. I feel like we are a tolerant community, but we could step it up a bit. I don't know. Might have to meditate on that one a little bit. I don't know about OSU, but definitely financial aid is a problem that LGBT students face a lot of times. People won't come out to their parents as being LGBT until they're in college, and I mean, some people have their college paid for them by their family, or they need to do the FAFSA, the federal aid, the federal financial aid. And it can be hard for them if their parents like disown them, or their parents don't talk to them, and how do those students get their parents' tax information if their parents aren't talking to them, or their parents don't approve of their lifestyle? So yeah, we've definitely had students come across that problem in past years, and we've had very like not gay friendly people in the financial aid office who are like, well, what do you mean your parents don't talk to you because you're gay? Well, where's the proof? And it's just this terrible process that is just not very LGBT friendly. So financial aid definitely, I think Dixon and Rec Sports is pretty LGBT inclusive. They do ask if you're transgender on little things, but I don't know how much they really support those folks. Yeah, I think OSU is rated one of the top colleges for LGBT people for a reason, because we do have gender inclusive restrooms, we do have gender neutral housing, so that, you know, people can kind of pick the gender, whatever kinds of roommates that they want. We have the Pride Center, we have multiple other groups on campus that work for LGBT people. So, I mean, OSU does have its own climate problems, but I think it's doing pretty good. And I think one last thing OSU could do is to actually have like an LGBT studies program, or at least offer more classes that are LGBT focused through other departments, like women's studies or public health or history, or any of those kinds of departments could easily offer LGBT focused classes.
Is there any final statement you'd like to make to the world or internet?
To the world or to the internet? Not really, but I really, okay, actually no, I do. Straight people often don't think that, that LGBT issues affect them, and they totally do. I mean, what if we lived in a world where you didn't have to worry about someone being like, you're gay or you're a faggot? I mean, straight people are called gay all the time, even if they're obviously not gay. And, you know, people who are related to or the partners of transgender people or gay people can be hurt or injured or murdered because their partner is gay or trans. And so, I mean, yeah, gay issues affect everybody. It's not just an LGBT issue, it's an everyone issue. And I think it's the same with any other community that's oppressed. It's not just the people of color issue, it's everyone's issue. It's not just the women's issue, it's everyone's issue, and everyone can be allies to each other. So